And we're recording now. All right, welcome to another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Darren and Rob. I'm your host, Rob. That's my co-host, Darren. Let's get right into yesterday's games. So first, we got to start off with the main man, John Morant, with his crazy buzzer beater. Um, Before we get to that last play of the game, though, I'm super disappointed in Minnesota in this game. They were up like I believe 21 points at one point. They had a 21 point lead, and they kind of just blew it. Memphis went on a 21-0 run, and that led to them taking over the lead in the fourth quarter. Then they also had a lot of foul trouble in that game. Karl Anthony Towns at the end of the game had like 5 fouls, and Patrick Beverly ended up fouling out the game with like 9 points. So that's another big factor into that end of the game last shot. And getting to that last shot of the game, John Morant just had way too much space in the middle of the lane. If you watch closely, you would have saw that Anthony Edwards went for the steal, which put him super out of position to make a play on the ball. It left John Morant one-on-one with the center, and the center was like in a dead space area where he had to choose between John Morant attacking the basket or staying with the center. He chose just to try to contest the shot. John Morant made a great athletic play and won them the basketball game. At the end of the day, I'm gonna blame this game on coaching and bad management of your players, especially with the fouls. You got to be able to manage your players' fouls. What do you think of the game, Darren?
It was just a good game. I'm not blaming nobody. It was just a good game. Good ending. Somebody had to win it. Uh, John Morant made a great play at the end of the game. Had a good fourth quarter, and yeah, they deserve to win it. Plain and simple.
All right. Then our next game is the Miami Atlanta game. Big game for Miami. Jimmy Butler didn't play in this game, but they had a big game from Victor Oladipo. He had 23 points, 8 for 16, 3 for 6 from three. So really good game from him. I really want to see what Atlanta does in the offseason to make this team better, because I thought they were in a pretty good place coming out of the playoffs last year where they were going as deep as they went. I thought they'll be able to make another possibly deep run. Um, they weren't able to do that this year. I think they just ran into definitely a bad matchup. I think you said earlier in the series that Miami is probably the deepest team in the East, and I agree. And they showed that tonight without having one of their best players on the court. They were still able to win the game. Once again, I just want to see what they do in the free agency to make this team better and see if they are able to be one of the top teams in the East again.
They just ran into a bad matchup. That's all. I don't know what they would have to change for Atlanta. They don't have to change anything. Trey Young just has to play better. Simple as that.
I think as a team, they just need to play better. I think you
That's
want
not
everybody.
changing anything.
I think as a team, you just want everybody to get better and step up. So for like Kevin Herter's perspective, you wanted him to take the leap. Uh, DeAndre Hunter, he had a big game yesterday. You want him to take a leap as a player. You want John Collins to take a leap as a player. I think if you're an Atlanta fan, you want to see John Collins become an all-star, a consistent all-star, and that could be like the difference in this team being a top team in the East for years to come.
I don't think they're going to make any changes. I think they just ran into a bad matchup.
The last game of last night was the Phoenix New Orleans game. This was a really good basketball game. Mikal Bridges went crazy. He had 31 points in off the night. I believe that is his career high. Uh, Phoenix showed what we thought they were going to show in the last game. They showed us how good of a team they are and how deep of a team they are and how well coached they are to not need their main superstar to win this basketball game. But on New Orleans side, it's just a poor shooting night. You're not going to win. You're not going to win playoff basketball games when your two best players aren't shooting well. CJ McCollum was 1 from 8 from three. Brandon Eagle was 1 for 5 from three. CJ McCollum 7 for 22 from the field. Brandon Ingram 7 for 19 from the field. Both had 22, 21 points respectively. But once again, shooting poorly is not going to win you basketball games. They didn't really shoot well from three as a team. They shot 20% for the game, 5 for 25 for the game as a team total. That's just not going to win you basketball games in the playoffs.
This game came down to who was at home. Phoenix was at home. They had momentum. Uh, they stole it early. They had a good lead going into the half. Chris Paul went from playing 21 minutes, I believe, in the first half to playing like 7 minutes in the second half. That was needed because he needed his legs to win him the game, and he was just gonna keep putting that rookie on him. So I think it was good coaching because he managed his personnel well. But I think the stadium was more so the reason why the Suns won this game. Obviously, Mikal Bridges too.
Good series. They're going back to New Orleans for game 6. Who do you have? Who do you see winning that game?
Pelicans.
Pelicans. My bad. I meant to ask you about this one too. Oh, you're probably just gonna pick Minnesota. I don't care about that one. So let's go ahead. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and preview some of tonight's games.
I got John winning that game at Minnesota.
Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the games of tonight. Milwaukee versus Chicago. Who do you got in that game?
Milwaukee.
Pretty straightforward. Milwaukee, like we said before, they don't have anybody to stop Giannis. The night game is Golden State Denver. I fully expect Golden State to finish out that series tonight and get it done in a gentleman's sweep.
I expect the same.
All right. All right. You got anything else? All right. Well, today was another quick episode. We see you guys again Friday afternoon with another episode. Thank you guys again for watching the From the Half Court podcast. I'm sorry, the From Half Court Sports Talk Show. Make sure you like and subscribe down below and leave any comments for your predictions for the rest of the playoffs. We'll love to see them and talk about them on the show. Peace out and see you guys.